Shopping at your local farmer's market for yummy organic fruit? Yes, please. But how much does that fruit cost? $4.50, $5.50 per pound? And don't get me started on avocados, $3 for one, crazy prices. Ever thought of growing your own fruit trees? That's just what I did several decades ago, and now I look like a genius. In this video, I'm going to lay out the pros and cons of my favorite fruit trees and how to choose the best varieties for your backyard. I'm Esther, and this is Life Under the Sun.
Number 1, oranges.
The orange tree, arguably the best place to start with growing fruit trees. It's evergreen, the blossoms smell heavenly, it starts bearing fruit within a couple of years, the trees have a long fruit-bearing lifespan of up to 50 years, it doesn't require pruning. Once the tree is established, it can bear 150 to 350 pounds of fruit per year, which is about $1,000 worth of oranges at your local farmer's market. The fruit can store on the tree for months, and when harvested, the fruit will store well in the refrigerator for additional months. Oranges have versatility. You can eat them fresh, you can juice them, you can even freeze the juice, make marmalade, make lemon or orange curd, which is a delicious English jam. The trees are ornamental and can be trained to grow up staircases for easy picking, just like we've done here for this one. A con is they do require more watering and fertilizing than other fruit trees.
Number 2, the mighty apple tree.
Apples are our second choice for growing fruit. 1, there's a lot of varieties of apples you can grow, and 2, there's a big versatility with what you can do with the apples once you harvest them. We have Gala, Fuji, and Winesap. Fuji are sweet and crisp and are great for eating fresh, making applesauce or butter, or dehydrating into apple chips. The Gala tastes yummy fresh and cross-pollinate with the Fuji, ensuring a plentiful harvest. The Winesap's flavor profile is perfect for making apple cider. The fruit stores on the tree for about a month and then several more months in the refrigerator. A huge pro is the trees can live up to 100 years, a wonderful present for your grandkids. Although this one's my daughter. Also, each tree can bear 45 to 900 pounds of fruit per year. If you harvest just 300 pounds on a tree, that saves you $1,500 at the market. $1,500 at the farmer's market. That's a lot. That's a good savings. Some cons for the tree are there's winter pruning. The tree doesn't look good in the winter. And they take about a decade to get established.
Number 3, nectarine trees.
Nectarine and peach trees. They are the quintessential summer fruit that everybody absolutely loves. My husband loves this particular tree because it is his margarita tree. He makes lots of margaritas and lots of fruit smoothies out of this snow white nectarine that is huge, beautiful, white, super sweet. And this particular nectarine tree is very prolific. We probably get about 400 pounds a year off of this one tree of nectarines. So you can go down to your local nursery and do some research and find peach trees and nectarine trees that you can harvest June, July, and August. So I have 3 different peach trees. I have a donut white peach tree that you harvest in June. I have a huge cling-free yellow peach that is your traditional peach that you would can. That one is harvested in July. And then I have kind of a wild card peach tree that is an Indian red that you open it up inside and the flesh is actually red. It's really interesting. Super fuzzy and very tart, but it's delicious. So it's fun to stagger the crops throughout the summer. A con about these trees is you basically have to harvest the fruit within a couple of days. They're all ripe at the same time and you gotta harvest them. The birds love them, so they're gonna get their fair share. And in the winter, you have to do a bit of pruning for these trees and some fertilizing. But they're great trees. A big pro about these trees is that you start harvesting fruit within about 2 years. And in about 5 years, you're gonna have a huge harvest. But the downside of that is that the trees, the fruit bearing years are not as long. So you get maybe 20 to 25 years out of the trees. Okay, so if you want to do the math for how much money you're going to be saving at the farmer's market, this particular tree we get about 300 pounds a year. And at $5.50 a pound from the farmer's market, that is a little over $1,600 that you would be paying at the farmer's market for these particular fruit.
And are these better than the farmer's market?
Oh, are these better than the farmer's market? Oh my goodness. That's one point I will make. All the fruit trees, all the fruit that you will get off of your fruit trees in your backyard taste so much better than anywhere you can get. The grocery store is by far the worst. The farmer's market is good, but when you harvest the fruit off of these trees, you're going to be able to pick it when it's perfectly ripe. You don't have to wait for it to ripen up like the grocery store or at the farmer's market. So you can grow varieties that are ripe right away, and you don't have to worry about transporting them. So the flavor is just amazing. You will never taste fruit like this anywhere else.
Number 4, avocado trees.
Avocado trees, beautiful large evergreen trees that can bear 60 to 200 pounds of fruit yearly. The trees take a lot of time to get established before they're mature enough to bear fruit, usually 5 to 10 years. They are large trees, so you need to choose thoughtfully when planting them. They do require more watering and fertilizing, but don't need pruning. A big pro is the fruit will store on the tree for several months, then when picked, will store in the refrigerator for another month or two.
Not only just 200 pounds of avocados, $1,200 worth of guacamole. Okay.
Avocado trees, I would plant 2 next to each other. They help to cross-pollinate with each other and you'll get more of a harvest from them. Also, an interesting little fact about these fruits, they take an entire year to grow. Very interesting. This year, we're gonna get an amazing harvest. This one tree is about 15 years old, and we've gotten really small harvests the last few years. And all of a sudden this year, it decided to bloom out, and this winter we're gonna have a beautiful harvest. So compare an avocado tree to an apricot tree. The birds are loving the apricots because they're a bright color, bright orange, bright red. That's what the birds go after. But since these are kind of camouflaged, green on green, the birds really don't go after them. Maybe the ones at the very top, but the rest of them, you're gonna be just fine.
Number 5 on our list, but number 1 in our hearts, the apricot tree.
Apricots, oh, these trees are my babies. If I only had one tree that I could grow, the apricot would be it. And that's a hard choice because there's a lot of good fruit out there. But the apricots are truly amazing. You can't get another one like it. You can go to a farmer's market, you can go to a local farm. You're just not gonna find the flavor and the juiciness and the tartness and the meatiness of the apricot. You're only gonna get that on a tree that you grow in your backyard. Some of the pros and cons of apricots. A pro is that you can start harvesting fruit within about 2 years, and by year 5 you're going to get a pretty decent crop. They don't take too long to get established. This tree right here, if you can look up, this tree is only 5 years old, and this next year I'm probably going to get a really good harvest off of it, so I'm very happy with that. Apricot trees don't have a long lifespan. They have about 25 years of fruit bearing. And for processing, they're fantastic. The seeds inside of apricots fall out really easily. So when you want to process them for dehydrating, making fruit leather, or making jam, it's super simple. A con about apricots is that you don't consistently get a good crop every year. Sometimes you'll get a bumper crop and sometimes you'll get just a few. And the other thing is pruning. You have to prune it when it's a drier time of the year so they don't get a fungus.
And of course, my favorite pro of them, they make for great margaritas.
And this one, I have 3 apricot trees here, and this one is actually an Apricot. An Apricot is 75% apricot and 25% plum. And this one seems to be a little bit more resistant to disease. It has established a lot more quickly, and we've been getting a lot of fruit off of it consistently. So I'm very happy with the Aprium. So one of the cons about the apricot, you have to make sure that you are here when the crop is ripe. And the crop is ripe only a couple days out of the year, and you got to harvest everything all at once. So you got to bring it in, you either got to put it in the refrigerator, or you got to harvest, you got to process it right away. You can cut it up, put it in the freezer for smoothies, or you can start dehydrating it or making jam. The other con, yes, the birds. The birds do like the apricots. They will nibble it. Any fruit that is a bright color, like a bright orange or a bright red, attracts the birds. So if you have cherries or peaches or nectarines, the apricots, it does attract the birds, and they will get their fair share. As my husband says, plant twice as many as you think you need.
Number 6, the pear tree.
The pear trees, they are awesome. This is another one of my absolute favorites. There's a lot of varieties. I have 3 different varieties myself, but there's brown, there's green, there's red, and Asian pears. There's so many different kinds of pears you can get. And they all have different harvest times too, so you can kind of spread out the harvest. They do have a bit of a shelf life on the tree, which is really nice, so you don't have to necessarily pick them all on the same day. One caution about the fruit is in the fall, if you get a really hot day, they can get sunburn, and that will ruin the fruit. So if you're going to get a really hot day, you want to probably pick the fruit beforehand. And as far as maintenance on these trees, they're kind of similar to an apple tree. It's maybe just a little bit more pruning. It has more branches on it, smaller branches. But it's not that bad, pruning, watering, and fertilizing. And then the processing of them, you can eat them fresh, which are just fantastic. They store in the refrigerator, not as long as apples, maybe maybe as much as a month. And then also you can make, which is one of my husband's favorites, are canned pears, which is really yummy. Or you can make, you can dehydrate them as well.
Oh, I don't remember dehydrating now.
Yeah, dehydrated pears are delicious. Pear trees are known to last a long time, as well as the apple trees. They could possibly outlive us, anywhere from 50 years, maybe a little longer as well.
Number 7, plums and pluots.
All right, so this is my beautiful grove of plums and pluot varieties. These are really fun. You can go to your local nursery and see what grows in your region and figure out exactly when the harvest time is for these different plums and pluots. That way you can stagger it. You can have some in June, July, and August, and then you have fruit all throughout the summer. They're beautiful trees. They establish very quickly. You start getting fruit within about 2 years. Within 5 years, you're just loaded with fruit. The plums typically will last longer for fruit-bearing years. Plums can last up to 50 years. The pluots are shorter amount, more like probably about 25 years. And as far as a con about them, there is quite a bit of pruning you have to do. As you can see, there's a lot of branches. I need to get in here and do some pruning. And then also processing of them is a little more complicated. Unlike the apricots, where the seed comes right off really easily, plums, it's really challenging to get the seed off. So if you want to do a plum jam, it's a little bit more work, but it's still, it's doable. I do it, but I just make smaller batches because it's a lot of work. One thing that I made one time was spiced plums. Those were really yummy. And then just slice them up and put them in the freezer. Everybody loves, my husband likes pluot margaritas. Those are really tasty too. The plums are kind of fun because you can play with different ones. Like I have a Santa Rosa plum, and I also have a late harvest Santa Rosa plum. They're very similar, but you harvest them in different months. So you get to continuously get more fruit, which is lovely.
Number 8, the persimmon tree.
All right, so the persimmon tree, as you can see, this one is almost ready to harvest. This is a traditional persimmon, kind of the one that you would see in your grandma's backyard. And that is the reason why I planted it. My aunt had a beautiful tree on her property and she would make persimmon cookies. So I thought, you know what, in honor of her, I'm gonna plant a persimmon tree. And you know, I actually like these persimmons. They're fantastic. These are the kind that you have to pick when they're still hard, and then they ripen up on your counter and they get nice and soft. And you don't want to eat them before then because they'll make your mouth pucker. Some of the pros of persimmons, they're beautiful trees. As you can see, they're starting to get their fall colors, and they're just gorgeous trees. And the fruit themselves are really pretty too. The fruit is easy to harvest, and it also, it stays on the tree for a little while. You don't have to pick them all at the same time. I usually will harvest this probably throughout an entire month. And then once you harvest it, they'll stay in the refrigerator for probably about another month as well. There's a little bit of versatility with them. Most people just eat them fresh, and you can also dehydrate them. Dehydrating is delicious. And like my aunt did, you can make persimmon cookies.
Now, as your husband, I have to admit, I can't stand these trees. And this is exactly what happens when you lose a fight with your wife. She goes out and buys trees that you know you don't like. Now, that being said, she does freeze them. And if you put them into fruit smoothies, they're actually delicious and they add a lot of great texture.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, don't forget to put your favorite fruit and favorite fruit tree in the comments. We'll make a whole video about that fruit. I can't wait to see your guys' comments.